Anyway, going back to let's talk about Man United. What are we doing here?
Let's talk about Man United. Okay, what's happening with Man
Mason
United?
Mount, Mason
Mason
Mount.
Mount and Muani. So I think this is new, but it sort of seems like we're going to put in a bid for the Frankfurt striker.
The guy
And
who
I think
screwed up the World Cup for us, who missed the goal, one on one with.
That
No, he's
was
a
a
good
good
player though.
save, yeah.
He's
But
a good
he's a
player.
good. That was an excellent save. That was one of the
like,
best saves I've ever seen.
I think he's young and he's sort of like he reminds me. I mean, I've not seen a lot of his games, but of course the World Cup was there. He reminds me of a little bit of Isak. I think the at least the style of play. I'm not really sure if he is the right type of number 9 we want. I mean, of course, anyone would say Harry Kane is what we want, but let's face it, Harry Kane is not going to happen probably, and even if it happens, it needs to be done really like quickly. Otherwise, we're going to waste a lot of time, just like we wasted time on Frankie De Jong and other stuff as well.
Sancho.
And Sancho, and the list goes on, right? Even like Maguire and Pogba, I think we signed them at the end of the transfer window. But anyways, I think what Manchester United is trying to do. So first of all, the Mason Mount thing has been a bit of a surprise, even for me, because when I look at Liverpool signing McAllister and we going for Mason Mount, it's sort of, I mean, I understand what Mason Mount brings to the team. He's also going to be a number 8, obviously number 8 going forward. Really good. He's really good with the crosses. He's really good with, you know, playing outside the box. Like he's got a good shot in him as well. He's got a lot of assists,
free kick, yeah.
set piece as well.
Corners, yeah.
He can
Exactly.
score
So
goals. That's the important thing. Goal scorer.
I think he is probably going to be our first signing or first target, and it is going to a point where it might happen. Eric Ten Hag prefers him for 2 reasons. One, I think he is really hardworking. He runs a lot. I mean, at the distance covered
Yeah.
and all that. He's one of those midfielders who's really good at intercepting balls as well. So again, like playing the high press, whether you call it Keegan press or maybe a modification of that. I think that's the sort of style that Eric Ten Hag wants, and he's definitely an upgrade to someone like Christian Eriksen, who would ideally be the person for that job, but of course he's probably past his prime and he doesn't have the legs to do it, and that's where I think that he's going to fit in. I'm not really sure about a couple of things with Mason Mount. Number one, the quite obvious one: why are we only linked with English players this
All the time. Yeah.
transfer window? Even like today morning, I saw there's a news about us signing Jordan Pickford. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I mean, that's obviously rubbish and it's not going
No,
to happen.
because how I do you know about this English quota, right? Which
But
Yeah.
we
NBC
already
clubs have to
have so
fulfill.
many
But
homegrown players.
it's
The
yeah.
quota has
United
been
already have
filled
a.
since Solskjaer's time. I mean, we have Harry
It's
Maguire, we
it's
have
it's
Scott
not about
McTominay.
Jadon
No,
Sancho.
because
yeah.
also
Jadon
remember that
Sancho.
you will be selling off Harry Maguire and probably Phil Jones.
No, no,
There will be a lot of exits as well,
but
and
you
most of them will be English, right?
but you
No,
got it
so
the wrong way. It's not like that. It's like you cannot have more than 17 non-homegrown players. So it doesn't matter if you
Yeah.
have three or four, two homegrown
exactly.
players. It doesn't matter. You can keep the rest as under 21s and register a 19 or 20 man squad.
I've just had
So
a
it's about
really bad experience with United signing a lot of English
English.
players,
But
with
Rashford is good with his
the
feet, though, isn't he? It's not
what is that?
Rashford.
Rash?
I mean, sorry, Pickford. Pickford.
No, Pickford is
Uh,
rubbish.
why don't you buy him?
No, we have
Weren't you criticizing
He's the
Pickford in one of the
he's the
shows?
English number
Yeah,
one ahead of.
exactly. And now
He's
you're
the
like
English number
supporting.
one ahead of.
Ramsdale will be the number 1 by the end of this year.
Is that your
He
fourth?
should be.
Like that was your fourth assumption of the
Not as
day of
long
the
as
show.
Southgate is manager.
I
Yeah,
think
of
Yeah.
he
course.
will.
Pickford is
He
always going to be
deserves. He
number 1.
deserves it this year for sure.
Doesn't matter.
Yep.
Southgate doesn't
Yeah,
deserve
United have
the.
a lot of English players. I think that probably English. I like, this is my opinion. I feel English players are like too much down tools. Like they just don't perform when they need to. Or
Mhm.
maybe it's their culture or something.
Not
I don't know.
Declan Rice. Not Declan Rice.
Bukayo
That
Saka.
guy.
Yeah, but Bukayo Saka has just played at the top for like one season, like at the top. of the table.
No, we were.
We are
He
yet to
has
see him in the
No,
Champions
top
no,
of
League.
the
no.
table. That's what you mean.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We are yet
He
to see
played
him
in
in
the
the
World
Champions
Cup, in
League.
the Euros. He played in the Euros. He played in the World Cup.
But I
So
Yeah,
think
he
he's
played, but
always played well in English colors.
but
He's always.
like all the English players, he also screwed up when it mattered the most.
he
He
missed
missed
the
a
penalty.
penalty. Yeah, he missed the penalty. English
And
players are like
I
that.
I don't blame the players. I actually blame the press around them. I
Yeah,
think
exactly,
that has
exactly.
a very negative effect on the team and the players, of course, because when you're an English player and if you're a part of the English team and if you're popular from a big club, the press is going to be like on your tail all the time. And I don't like that. I've seen a lot of stories about Maguire, a lot of stories about other whether it's Rashford or Jadon Sancho and things like that. And
Yeah,
we've
exactly.
been linked with like 3 or 4 English players, which scares me. But again, like going back to the Mason Mount point, I think the other point which I am worried about is why are we only targeting uh, big players? And even if it's not big players, like players from our rivals. Uh, I think Manchester United wants somewhere around 50 to 55 for Mason Mount, but Chelsea they have tagged him for 80. Now, I don't think Manchester United is going to pay 80, and it also doesn't make sense given the fact that he's got one year left on his contract. He's had a crap
Yeah, that's
season. The club
obscene.
has a crap season. But why are we wasting time on players that are hard to deal with? Harry Kane, another example. Like Daniel Levy, even if he sells him, it's going to be like over 100, just like Rizu
Harry Kane
said.
is worth it. Is worth it, man.
Yeah,
But
he's
it's not
worth it.
it's not worth the
Maybe.
waste of wasting so much time on it, right? I mean,
If
look
you
at what
Yeah.
get
Liverpool
him,
did.
if you get him, you're sorted. Trust me.
That's not how football works. You need to get
You never
players
know.
at the
You
right
never know. There's
time
an
with the
injury
right
Yeah,
and
you
budget.
need
suddenly.
you need a spine behind him as well. Just not like Harry Kane is gonna make them like
And
Ah,
feet
that's
but
sitting.
and that's my next point. I get the Mason Mount transfer, like how he fits in, how he goes forward, he puts in those crosses. But who's going to score the headers? Who's going to be the final finisher? Rashford
Harry
is not
Kane.
like exactly. So Mason Mount quite possibly doesn't work out if we don't sign someone like Harry Kane. And Harry Kane is also expensive, so I
Wout
don't see
Weghorst.
he's not a Manchester United player anymore.
And I think United need a
So how do
playmaker.
you
They badly need a
how do you
playmaker.
fit
United don't have a
fit
playmaker.
One
but
sec. One sec.
I want to ask Saul that how do you fit in Mason Mount, because I think Bruno and Mason Mount are both players who want the ball a lot more,
Yeah.
and so how do you fit that in?
So I think what we saw the last season was a lot of players swapping places, and at least while going forward. And I sort of feel like Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes are going to do that. They will probably play together, but I think Mount is going to be on the wing. He's the sort of player who's really good with both his feet, and he's a box-to-box midfielder, which means like he will be the main man who's going to put in the crosses. He's going to help Anthony on the left or on the right, or if Rashford is playing on the left, he's going to move into the left as well. So I feel like Bruno is more. He's probably going to operate more centrally and maybe might go drop back as
Deep
well to
line.
help Casemiro as well. He did play a couple of matches like that, but I think there was this match against Tottenham in the last season where we won 2-0, and I think that whole concept of playing two number eights, where Fred had a fantastic game and Bruno Fernandes also did, and I think it's sort of going to be in that fashion. And we are always targeting players who are very mobile, who have the capability to maybe play on the wing or swap out with the
Mm.
midfielder. And Mason Mount is a box-to-box midfielder, which means he's going to drop back as well and help out. So I think that's why he's been targeted. And I do feel he can be a good fit. Again,
He
like
will
we're
be. He
talking
will
about
be.
squad depth, we're
He's a
talking
very
about
good player.
yeah, but at the same time, I really don't like the fact that we are targeting big players who have a enormous price tag, who have really difficult club
Enormous
owners who want
wages. Yeah,
enormous wages. It does seem like the United pattern, doesn't it? And and I get it when you're signing one big player with one enormous wage from one difficult club, but there's Harry Kane, there's Declan Rice, there's Mason Mount, and I mean, I'm pretty sure no fan will agree that we won't be able to sign all three. We'll probably get one of them, and then
Yeah.
the other one is going to be a compromise. And we've seen United like we need a striker. That's our main priority, right?
Yeah.
Why are we running towards? I mean, I get the whole midfield point of view,
Do you
and
need Mason Mount? This Are you very sure about him? I don't feel you are like. Or do you actually need him?
I
Or do you want
so
an upgrade on Fred, like someone who's more better than Fred?
I think he's going to be an upgrade on McTominay. Uh, the
And
reason
But he
why
Ericsson.
doesn't start.
No, he's going to be
But
an
he
upgrade
doesn't
for
start.
Ericsson. He's
yeah,
going to be.
Ericsson is not going to start as well, so which means McTominay is going to start, and he's a replacement for that. And Ericsson doesn't start. So
I think
Chichmeister is-
United need a player to to naturally fit in the position of Ericsson, because
Yeah, that's
FDJ
Mason
was
Mount.
that.
That
I
is
don't
Mason
think
Mount.
Mason
Don't
Mason
you
Mount
think
has
you
that
need
ability.
you need a more
One second.
dynamic
But
player?
it
One
depends on
second.
where
I-
you mean
I
Ericsson
told Mac,
is
can you
playing.
can you stop reading the Daily Mail?
What happened? What happened?
I see him constantly
I
scrolling. He's reading the Daily Mail.
I
Okay,
think that
okay.
one of the
We need to
reasons that
drop.
Casemiro,
I won't
I'll
say
just come
anything.
back to the discussion. One of the reasons that Casemiro's, got a lot of goals this season was because Eriksen was playing very deep. Okay, and the fact that
And he
Eriksen
was
was
crap at that. He played a couple of good games, but he was absolutely crap at that. I mean, look at
Do you think
he
Mount
didn't go
can
forward,
cover
but
for him?
you have to understand the way he was circulating the ball, and he doesn't lose the ball, and he's press resistant. Okay,
same with
and
Mount. He doesn't. I mean, yeah, maybe
Yeah,
his
Mount is
pass
also.
You're
accuracy.
telling me Mount doesn't lose the ball?
Mount
Oh,
loses.
he does.
He doesn't lose the
The
ball
Mount
when
is
he's
good.
progressing
Mount is good.
forward. His stats are really good while holding the ball and progressing
Mount,
forward. But
Mount,
when it comes to
and
passes,
Bruno
it's
Fernandes
not
are
as
very
good.
similar players, if you ask me. I
No,
don't think very
I
similar
don't think
players.
so. I think defensively, Mount is better. And when I say
Yes,
defensively, I don't mean
defensively
putting.
better.
Mount is.
And that is what Eric Ten Hag is looking for. The one thing that Ericsson doesn't give you is defensive prowess, like whether he's playing as
Yeah.
a number 8 or a
Oh,
6
he cannot
or even
run.
as
He
a 10.
cannot. Ericsson cannot run
Exactly.
anymore.
And that was evident in the last game against City. He was absolutely crap, and I think that was like a wrong selection by Eric Ten Hag. He shouldn't be on the pitch. But anyways, I think that's why Mason Mount is
I
good.
think, but
What?
I think you should have targeted someone in the mold of, FDJ. Someone who can
How
do
many
a bit of both.
times? He's
Someone,
not.
How
He's
many
not.
times?
How many times?
This is my
Wasted a whole
opinion.
summer on him.
This is my opinion. I think you
or a
should
similar
buy
kind of a
someone
player. That's what I'm
who's
saying. Someone like Zubi Mendy.
Suamendi
Who's-
is probably going to Real Madrid. No, to Atletico.
I think you
someone
need a
who's
more
who can
dynamic
create.
player, like
He's
an upgrade on
replacing
Fred,
Busquets. He's replacing
who
Busquets.
can
Right.
go box to box. I don't know if Mason Mount drops that deep and is a hard tackler or not, but Fred
He
is, I think.
does. He
Fred,
does drop
Yeah,
in deep.
Mason Mount is very good at defending.
Okay,
That's
enough
what I
about
like.
Mount. Who else are you guys buying? Just
So Kolomuani, whether it's Kolomuani or Rasmus Højlund, I think whether this is just transfer rumor or not, I'm not really sure. But I hope this is something that the club is working on, and even if they're not working on, they're putting the news out there, because I think we should not at any cost waste time on trying to
Right.
get Harry Kane or talk to Daniel Levy. It's pretty simple. Like if I were to like send a message to Harry Kane, it's very obvious. Like if you want to win something, even like hope to win something, let's talk about you're not going to City, you're going to United, so there's a hope to win something, right? So let's be realistic. If you want to win something, leave the club. You have to put in a transfer request. If you're going on holiday, if you're playing with England, if you don't care, all you care about is the Shearer Trophy, then well, you'll get it for sure. And trust me, like 1 year from now, United
no one
will
was.
be interested. And
Yeah.
except for United, who is there? There's no other English club who will buy him or is interested. I mean, I know there are links with Real Madrid, but is he going to leave England? I don't think so. So from that point of view, I feel like, whether it's a Moani, whether it's Rasmus Højlund or anybody else, we should start looking for those options, because the number 9 is the main priority for us, and we have to realize that and we have to stick to it. We have to understand we played half the season with Wout Weghorst. Wout Weghorst. After in the same season, we started with Cristiano Ronaldo. It's the same season. We ended the season with Weghorst. So we need a number 9. Anthony Martial, we cannot sell him. So he's unsellable, but he's also unplayable because he's always injured. So we need a
when is
number
his
9.
contract ending?
I think in a
Yeah,
couple.
it's never ending.
Solskjaer, man, he made sure he gave Martial 4-year contract. Harry Maguire 7 years. Have you heard of a 7-year contract ever? Harry
Chelsea.
Maguire.
With Chelsea, yeah.
Okay, now,
Yeah,
but
Enzo.
Chelsea, we didn't know that. Yeah, well, and Enzo is a World Cup winner. Harry Maguire is.
Rubbish.
He's a finalist.
Uh,
So don't you think if Cristiano Ronaldo would have paid off Vegas, then he would have scored much more than Vegas right away?
Yeah, exactly. But you also have to understand that Weghorst was completely malleable.
Brought back.
He was brought back in number 10. He was made to go in the wing. He was brought in the 90th minute just to kick people or push people. Would Ronaldo do that? I don't think so.
Ronaldo would kick his own teammates. That's what the
Exactly.
Kolo Muani, I think, has a huge price tag. I think Frankfurt probably
So
rated him.
Money is not a
He's
money is
a
not a
good
problem
striker.
for United.
So
Money
he
is
has
a
around
problem.
75
Money is a
million release
problem.
clause.
I'm
He
sorry.
has a 75
And,
million
and,
release clause,
and
I
let's
believe.
not forget Bayern are after him as well.
Yes.
If reports
Yeah.
are to be believed, he is their number one target.
Yeah, even Bayern needs a striker. Like Osimhen is out of their reach. I don't know who Osimhen goes to. I don't know. Napoli probably won't sell him.
I have a feeling that Kai Havertz is probably going to go to Bayern. Although, like, I think he's priced out. Real Madrid tried buying Kai
Yeah.
as well, but he's priced out. But I think he would be a really good fit in the Bayern Munich team.
But does Tuchel Tuchel likes him?
Yeah.
He's the one who
Later.
bought him.
But I think
Lampard bought him.
I think Bayern will be targeting a proper number 9 this time. I mean, they've played Sadio Mane there, didn't work out. Okay, after Lewandowski, right now I think they want a proper number 9, and I
They
think
played Gnabry there.
Yeah, sorry.
They played Gnabry there as well.
Yeah, Gnabry there
Yeah,
as well. So
Gnabry.
and these moves did not work out. So they'll be targeting a proper number 9, and I think Kolo Muani is probably the leading candidate there as well.
So who's
So-
left for United? Because I'm pretty sure Kane is going to go to Real Madrid. I have a very strong feeling.
Hoyland is there. I think he's very well linked, and we've bought a lot of players from Atalanta and the last 2-3 years. So
he's too young, isn't he? He's too young.
He's too young. So
Yeah,
I
he's
think,
unproven.
I
Not
think we
proven.
might see one of those situations where we buy a young forward along with someone like
Ah, yeah.
Benzema or a Cavani or a Falcao or Ibrahimovic. I think
What
we've been
about
doing
an
that for
Ollie
years.
Watkins? I keep on bringing this name
Yeah,
up.
I mean,
Holy what?
why isn't
No.
anyone linked with Ollie Watkins?
Again,
He's a superb player.
Because
I
we
don't
don't
think
like his
Watkins would-
hair.
No, I don't think Watkins right
No,
now would
no,
leave
no, no.
Aston Villa. He would not.
Ollie Watkins is not Mane
Yeah,
high
exactly.
quality.
He has
I-
everything. He has everything.
very
That guy has everything.
Oh,
Why,
even
why
Walt-
aren't you
even
buying
Walt-
Ollie Watkins then?
Yeah, even
Why
even
are-
Walt Weghorst.
Arsenal
Yeah,
should
even
buy
Walt.
Arsenal should
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
Ollie
No,
Watkins then.
I would love to.
I-
Trust me. I
No,
wish.
you won't. You won't buy Ollie Watkins. I'm quite
You
sure
would
you
not.
won't buy.
Trust me,
telling
I'd
you.
buy Ollie Watkins for 50 million.
What?
And play for
For
whom?
sure.
Darwin Núñez is there. Why is everyone so
think
far
he would be-
fan
I
of
think
the
he would be
Ollie
a better
Watkins?
signing than
Yes,
Darwin
great
Núñez
idea.
No,
Put him on the
no, no.
forward end.
Yes, he is. He's
No,
very
no,
good
no.
with his feet. He has everything. He's got everything.
Exactly.
was
He can
just-
shoot with his left foot. He's good with his
Yeah.
right feet. He can head. He can track back. He can.
He's good for Aston Villa when you have to step
It's the
up and
same-
play
it's the
with.
same-
better club.
It's the same thing that somebody said about
Yeah.
Tielemans, right? Tielemans is a good
Yeah.
player, but he's better at Aston Villa than in Arsenal or United. or
Yeah, same
Liverpool.
for James Ward-Prowse. You just cannot make the upgrade just like that. Like we bought Benteke. Benteke scored like 20 goals that season, and we bought him. And
I'm already making a prediction here. Next
yeah.
summer, Ollie Watkins is moving to Manchester United,
no, he's not.
and
And there will be other forwards by
What are you
then.
basing this off?
What
he's
about
going
that guy?
to be having a
That-
cracker of a season again.
What happened to that guy, the Benfica striker who scored a few goals in the World Cup?
Oh,
Yeah,
Gonzalo
Ramos.
Ramos,
I think
yeah,
he's
yeah.
passed out. He's over 100. His release is so. I think he's over 100.
So who do United get? I think even Kolo Muani is going to be
think-
quite expensive. He's young.
Not as
I
much
think-
as not.
No,
not
I
as
think
much as
Timo Werner.
No,
Daily Mirror.
Like,
Thanks.
Daily
man.
Mirror stuff.
The
Who do
only
United
thing
get?
he
Who did?
said in the whole like United segment is Timo Werner. Why, man? Come on.
or maybe
So
Isak.
who do you want? Who do you want? That is the question.
Ideally,
Like
I would
anything,
say-
any player who is not even linked.
I
You would
think
say Osimhen.
No, I think Harry Kane fits in as the ideal striker. I would 100%
Oh,
agree.
Jishnu, the mic drop right now.
But the thing is, it's unrealistic. He will not come, or if he comes, we're going to spend a lot of money on him, a lot of time, which doesn't make sense. So, from my point of view, I would say a Moani or a young striker works. I do also have a feeling that Eric Ten Hag is somehow like trying to make Marcus Rashford as a number 9. I'm not sure how I feel about that. He's always, at least to me, he's been good at playing from the left. As a number 9, I think he has to be stronger in holding the ball. He needs to be really good with his back on the goal, and he also needs to improve in his aerial abilities. He's scored a lot of headers, like I think 3 or 4 headers this
And
season.
he's
which
not a
was
natural
surprise.
finisher. He's not a natural. He does not have the striker instinct.
No, this year he's improved.
I mean, he does have the striker
he
instinct.
is-
No,
But
he's
the
good.
instinct
The
is
problem-
not there. How many tap-ins does he score? Tell me.
no, that's because of the ball service. How many crosses do we put in?
Yeah.
We don't. That's why Mason Mount, because he.
I don't
is
think
a-
I've ever seen him score from a set piece as well. So I don't see.
Have you
him-
ever seen Manchester United score on a set piece? I haven't.
Yeah, they
in
have
the last 3 years.
Not recently.
Harry Maguire used to score a lot of goals from set pieces.
That's
I
what
remember.
I would be very surprised to say like the last Harry Maguire goal, which was 3 years ago, was the last set piece corner that we scored.
Come on, you bought
I
in.
might be
You bought
wrong,
in.
but
You
That's
bought in
true.
Martinez.
Why don't you play
You bought
Harry
in
Maguire as
Martinez.
your
Who
striker?
heads the ball if Martinez is playing?
Actually, you can buy Lautaro Martinez. I think he's a good
Oh,
player.
please.
No,
I
no,
wish-
he-
No,
I
he's
wish
not
United-
bad. He's not bad.
I want
He's not
United to
bad.
buy Lautaro Martinez.
What about Lukaku?
Oli
Lukaku back
Watkins
as
is a
Man
better player
United.
than
Lukaku back
Lautaro
and,
Martinez.
nice, thank you. Daily
No, no.
start.
No, but on a serious note, who do you want? Colomwani, I think. And do you want
Yeah,
something more proven? Someone more proven.
I don't think we can afford Osimhen, and I think wasting time on Kane is not justified. So I would say a young striker, whether it's a Evan Ferguson, whether it's a Moani, whether
Yeah,
it's
that guy's a good player. That guy's a good
Rasmus
player.
But
Højlund.
would you be very happy with Colomwani? I do have not seen Colomwani enough, I think.
What about
don't
the
know
top
what he can bring.
goal scorer from League One?
What?
What about the top
Lacazette?
Lacazette.
We don't take Arsenal rejects. I mean, why would
League One
has
is
that
rubbish.
ever happened? The only player we signed from Arsenal was Van Persie
Alexis
and-
Sanchez.
and
Alexis
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Wow, I forgot about that. That was a fun deal actually. But anyway.
What a
so
mad
whatever.
deal that was! Like, so they took Mkhitaryan, you guys took
That
Alexis
was a
Sanchez.
swap
None of them
deal.
worked.
It was
None
a
of them
swap
worked
deal.
out. None of them worked out.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean,
I've never
both of
seen
them are really-
Alexis
Buy
Sanchez.
Callum Wilson and forget it.
I'm sorry.
Just buy Callum Wilson and close the discussion.
Yeah.
He's
That
not
would be
Manchester
amazing.
United.
He
Why don't
Yeah,
you
it's a-
buy it?
amazing
Same
signing.
thing.
Amazing.
Why are we talking about like tier 2 strikers? That
Yeah.
He's
United
not-
need a big striker.
Come
No,
on.
United need a big
He's-
name. Not a
Callum-
big name, but a good.
Callum Wilson,
He's
5
scored-
years ago, I would say yes. Not now. You can't buy Callum
He
Wilson
scored
now.
one more
Yeah,
than
but-
Marcus Rashford this season.
Come on,
He's
But
scored
he
one
has
more.
had
Kane
the-
and
he
Callum
has
Wilson
had-
are of the same age. Harry Kane and Callum Wilson are of the
David
same
De Gea
age.
has the most clean sheets.
Yeah,
You really think
Yeah.
he's the greatest goalkeeper? No.
yeah. That's true. That's true.
lie. That's lie. You have to put in context.
If you
and,
can think of players like Evan Ferguson, Colomwani, and Højlund and all, then it's
No,
disrespectful.
they want someone long term. Callum Wilson
Yeah,
is not
exactly.
long term.
we've not had a
But-
long-term
but
number
they're-
9 for
but they're
so
also
long.
discussing-
Ollie,
Harry
Ollie
Kane.
Watkins is decently long term. He's what 24, 25.
But he's not United quality.
He is.
What
He is.
Colomwani? What has Colomwani done?
Yeah, exactly. That's
I-
also my point. Like, Colomwani
Ollie
is.
Watkins-
You're not sure
Ollie
about
Watkins
him.
is a great player. He's a great player. He was just not
So there
finishing
are-
his chances.
Oh,
There
we
are
forgot.
reports-
We forgot.
Just
Alexander Mitrovic.
Nah,
Oh,
no,
here we
there is
go.
no, there is
cares about-
one name. No,
it's
no,
like a
listen,
Walt
there is
Weghorst
one
type
name-
signing. eh?
No, there is
What
one.
do you say? Mitrovic
Absolutely
or
crap.
Weghorst?
Just
Okay, let me
Just there is-
let me wrap this section up and
Okay,
then we
wait.
can talk
I
about-
thought Mac was about to say something.
So
I don't mind.
there was
Go for it.
one name I already mentioned that it would be a good signing. It's Ivan Toney. Toney would be a good signing for
Oh.
Manu.
But he's out.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably he would be. But
He's
he's
got betting
not there.
charges. We are never going to buy him.
He's got everything. He's got everything.
he's
probably.
out
Yeah, he's
till
got
the end of
everything, but-
summer.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
I
suspended.
Yeah, you
suspended.
cannot buy him.
Not going to work. Anyways, I'm gonna I'm going to wrap up this section saying that. So we talked about the midfield and Mason Mount, the striker. I think Kim Min Jae is also likely. We've been heavily linked with him throughout. I think for past month and now as well. The reason why there is a delay is just because his buyout clause I think kicks in July, and that's why Newcastle and Manchester United and probably some other clubs are waiting for it.
I think one player you could get is that guy, Marcus Thuram. He's a free agent. You can get him with another player.
The brother of the Thuram that you guys are buying, yeah. From
Yeah, yeah.
He's not number 9.
You can get two players.
Yeah.
So he can play off the wing. He can play number 9 as well. He can play both.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about the striker, and that is what scares me as a United fan, because I thought that was a priority, and with whatever is happening for the last 2-3 weeks with the rumors, it seems
Because
like
I don't know
that's
like
not number one
what United
priority.
have. I don't know which player United can buy as a striker. That's the thing, because it's nothing is coming to my head. Like, is Kolo Muani that proven enough? He's not. Maybe the ideal option is Harry Kane, but you guys
Or
also
maybe Rashford from the
difficulty.
middle. Maybe that is what Eric
Yeah,
Ten Hag is working
yeah,
on the site, and we don't know that. But
yeah.
I think we will sign some free agents like we do in every transfer window, and I think this season it's going to
Paulo
be
Dybala is
Rabiot.
available.
No, it's too injury prone. In the midfield, I think we're gonna sign Rabiot. I think his contract is ending somewhere in a
He's a
month.
good player.
Yeah,
He's a
he's
good
been
player.
linked. He's been linked for a while.
For a while from last season as well, right? So I think that is going to happen.
I think Rabiot is a good player, good fit for United.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, and the kind of player I think who can play well alongside Casemiro.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
He's going to be a better fit than Mason Mount, if you ask me. But yeah.
Yeah, but
No,
they're
Mason
different
Mount
players.
is good. Mason Mount
Going
is a good
forward, I
player.
think Rabiot is going to probably be more like box to box, but then I think he's like a good example is Mason Mount is crap.
He's a good playmaker. He's a decent
Aerially.
playmaker as well, Rabiot.
I've never seen Mason Mount score a nice header. Whereas Rabiot, I think in set pieces and things like that, he's going to be.
And he's a
really
decent playmaker. He's a decent playmaker. That's an underrated aspect of his game.
Also, do you guys need a right back? I think you do.
No,
Gallo signed a new deal, I think, but still.
Yeah, and I don't think we are going to be selling Aaron Wan-Bissaka because he had a pretty good season in the second half. So I don't think we need a right back. Even if we do, that's way down in the pecking order. I mean, we also need a goalkeeper, right? I don't think we'll manage to buy a goalkeeper because a good goalkeeper is 50 million and upwards. I'm not really sure if we'll have the time or the money to buy that because again, like the sale, I think has a very negative impact on how much money we have and how much time we get to sign these players. So, but I do feel like with Kim Min Jae, if we get someone like him with Lisandro Martinez, the way we are going to play next season is going to be we're going to play a very high defensive line, which means if we don't replace De Gea, there's going to be a big gap between the defensive line and De Gea. And I have a feeling that De Gea is going to get slaughtered next season. He's already gotten a lot of crap this season. Some of them justified, some of them not justified. But I think next season is going to be even worse if we don't.
You will get a goalkeeper, I think, right?
I don't know. It doesn't. I mean, look at what we're doing with the striker. We don't. I mean, you cannot find a name that is like heavily linked or like the most obvious choice that we should sign. Same, and if that's our priority number one, where do you think the goalkeeper signing is? It's probably priority number 3 or 4, or maybe with the right back. I don't know.
But you guys have been linked to Diego Costa, that guy. So.
Yeah, but he's going to be like what 60, 70? Not less.
No, I don't think so. No.
40.
No, but he's being quoted at that price, 60,
But
70, and 40.
is he the Benfica goalkeeper though? Diego Costa.
Porto goalkeeper.
He's a Porto
Porto.
goalkeeper.
Okay, for Porto you can get him on the cheap, but if it's Benfica,
all clubs. Even Porto are selling Ugarte for like 60 million to PSG. Oh, that's Sporting Lisbon. Sorry. But and Portuguese clubs are charging a lot of fee because
we paid
everyone's charging a lot.
We paid 35 million for Fabio Vieira.
like he's not worked out yet.
People
know
also have to understand.
And
we
we
are
end up
Manchester
playing
United.
100 million for Darwin Núñez. Just
That's
imagine.
80 million.
we have to understand
65 rising to 80. 65 rising to 80.
with all of this, we are also like Manchester United. We don't pay cheap fee. We always pay a premium fee. That is how clubs like perceive us. We're really bad at transfers as well. So yeah, I think that's going to be sort of like how United will approach next season.
Yeah, there are a lot of question marks about what United is going to sign,
Absolutely.
who's going to be the owner.
Who's going to
I
be
think
the
it's not
owner? Yeah.
free flowing as you think.
Will Harry Maguire leave finally? I mean, just get out of the club. I mean, I don't know what he is okay staying in the club, not playing just because. I mean, I don't know what. I mean,
His inspiration is Phil Jones.
at least he was injured. Harry Maguire is not injured. Somebody break his leg or something. I don't know. But anyways, we do have to sell a lot of players as well as a part of the transfer window, which I don't know when is going to happen, but I'm pretty sure we're going to cover that in the coming shows. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. This was fun. A really long show. So, but we covered a lot of things, and it's
Yeah, I
only going
think
to get better and interesting in the coming. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, we had a lot of backlog, I think, from the previous
For
shows.
backlog as well, and we wasted 30 minutes talking about City when the City fan didn't even show up, and Supriyo was late as well. But anyways, we will talk about
He
Supriyo,
transfers.
didn't get it yet.
undercover City fan.
He didn't get it yet.
He's wearing a blue shirt right underneath that red shirt. I can guarantee that.
Where, man?
You're a City fan. You're a City fan in disguise.
No. I'm a
Okay.
Pep fan, but yes, but not a.
Thank you, everyone, and we will catch you in the next one. See ya.
He dropped out of.
Like, comment, subscribe right here.
Thank you for watching that video. We are a community of passionate football fans, and we post weekly videos on transfer news, match reactions, tactical analysis, and sometimes just gossip on the most exciting sport in the world. If that's what you like to hear, then hit that subscribe button and join the conversation with us.